Good evening, I'm Byron Scott with the CTV News Update. With less than 2 months before the primary election, 7 Democratic candidates for governor took to the stage last night at Coppin State University. Each addressed their plans for the most pressing issues in Maryland, including education, crime, and poverty.
Low-income people are going to get their electric vehicle when they become used cars of the third owners, which means as we head towards meeting zero net emissions, the jokers who are on the road still driving the gas guzzlers are going to be the poor people.
We have a remarkable potential to be the offshore wind capital of the Eastern Seaboard. $30 to $40 an hour union jobs. But you know what? If it takes you 2 hours to get to work, you're not going to have those jobs.
We would expand career academies in high poverty high schools. Links with local employers who provide paid internships. They've been shown to increase long-term earnings 11 years later by about $3,000 per person.
Secretary of Commerce has an economic development incentive fund that's $100 million. If we boost that up to $200 million, we can invest in these neighborhoods. We can also combine that with our Department of Housing and Community Development.
Our best nurses and our best teachers are being recruited away to other systems. But it's not just compensation. It's also whether the state is willing to step up and give them the kind of support that's so crucial to them staying in that profession.
By the time that students arrive in kindergarten, the gap is not so wide they can ever catch up. And that's why we need universal pre-K. That's why we need universal child care. And we can pay for it by the surplus that we have now, plus legalization of cannabis.
We also need to make sure we're investing in things like fair and affordable housing. That one of the greatest, and I was honored to work with people like Senator Antonio Hayes on fair appraisal value in historically redlined neighborhoods, because unfair appraisal values has been one of the greatest wealth thefts that we have seen in this entire state.
And you can watch the full debate by logging on to the YouTube link at the bottom of your screen. Well, we should know soon who will fill the vacant District 6 seat on County Council in Prince George's. Council held an informational meeting yesterday for the 9 individuals who expressed an interest in filling the seat vacated by Derek Davis. The process was clouded by controversy, with some lawmakers and residents urged Council to reject all 5 of the declared candidates, fearing it would give them a boost in the general election. One of them is Walla Bulgay, a declared candidate.
Let the voters decide. And the voters should decide the end of this process, who wins the election. If a candidate is appointed at this time, that might impact, that does give a candidate a sense of incumbency, and it could impact the outcome of the election. I'd rather not have that.
Council must fill that seat by May 15th. Well, a memorial service was held today for former Secretary of State Madeleine Albright, who died last month. The invitation-only service was held at the Washington National Cathedral. President Joe Biden delivered the eulogy. Other speakers included former President Bill Clinton, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, and Albright's 3 daughters. Albright was the nation's first female Secretary of State. She died on March 23rd after a battle with cancer. She was 84 years old. Well, here are the latest COVID-19 numbers for our area. The Maryland Department of Health has confirmed 726 new cases. The positivity rate in Prince George's County is down slightly to 5.39%, and 199 people are hospitalized. That's up 2 from yesterday. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Byron Scott. Coming up, the Crossroads Farmers Market opens for a new season. Stay with us. More news in just a bit.
Why is ambition respected in men and criticized in women? We may think ambition in women is a good thing, but because of a lifetime of cultural stereotypes, we react negatively. That's unconscious bias. But can unconscious bias really limit women's success? Well, when asked to draw a leader, the vast majority of people, both men and women, draw a man. When we imagine positions of power, we erase women from the picture. Today, only 5% of CEOs are women. It's time to challenge cultural stereotypes and outmoded mindsets. The world is a better place when we support one another's ambitions, whatever they may be. Together, let's question the biases that hold people back. Voice our ambition proudly, without apology. Model ambition for our sons and daughters. Our ambition is to challenge double standards to help achieve women's equality. What's yours? I'm Mindy Kaling, and I embrace ambition.
COVID-19 is a severe lung infection. Trust the American Lung Association for science-based public health information, especially for the 36 million Americans who live with lung disease. We have launched the COVID-19 Action Initiative to end COVID-19 and address future respiratory virus pandemics. Access our free lung health resources and see how you can support our initiative.
Welcome back. A popular farmers market in Tacoma Park is back for its 16th year. The Crossroads Farmers Market opened to the public this morning to a crowd full of eager shoppers. The market is located at Ann Street at University Boulevard East in Tacoma Park. Officials say it's the first farmers market in the nation to match SNAP and federal nutrition benefits.
As a market and as a organization, understand the deep impacts of food inequality that exists in this area and across the DMV, really. So a lot of our vendors are from Central America, which is reflective of the community in which we are, and they're able to grow chipilín, yerba mora, which are crops that are specific to El Salvador and Guatemala that have huge love for in this community.
The market will be open every Wednesday until November 23rd from 10:30 a.m. to 2:30 in the afternoon. For more information, visit the website on your screen. Well, a host of new speed cameras are making their way to Prince George's. Stay tuned later this week. We'll tell you how lawmakers are hoping these cameras will slow down aggressive drivers, speeders, and racers.
The legislature last year passed a bill that was called a local bill, Prince George's only, saying that speed cameras can be considered in areas that do not meet the distance requirement for schools. So a speed camera no longer necessarily has to be within a mile of a school. Of course, our Department of Public Works and the police will look at accident statistics, average speed, and determine if it's a good location for a speed camera. This most certainly qualifies for that.
And be sure to tune in later this week for the complete story. Well, Montgomery County Public Schools changes its COVID-19 contact tracing protocols. Beginning May 2nd, the school system will no longer identify or individually notify anyone who's been in close contact with a student or staff member who tests positive for COVID. Messages instead will be sent to classrooms or specific grade levels. The school system will continue to post daily cases by school on its online COVID-19 dashboard. Well, the Hogan administration is giving away $1 million to one lucky Marylander, but there is a catch. The catch is you have to get your COVID booster shot between now and Monday, May 2nd, to qualify for next week's grand prize drawing. Hogan's Vax Cash 2.0 plan was launched in February and was tasked with awarding $2 million to 12 Maryland residents. Yesterday's weekly winner of $50,000 was from Prince George's County. Well, so far the state has administered more than 2 million booster shots. For more information, go to covidlink.maryland.gov. Well, 7 times a day, someone in the U.S. dies in a house fire. That's according to the American Red Cross. To help save lives, the organization is looking for 50 volunteers to help the fire department on May 14th. They'll install smoke alarms in the Brentwood area that day. The event is part of the Red Cross Sound the Alarm campaign to install 50,000 smoke detectors during the month of May. Families will receive up to 3 free smoke detectors per household.
Brentwood, Maryland has seen a fairly high fire rate, and those are some of the neighborhoods that we like to target. Sometimes families are in their homes and they don't realize that smoke alarms have a lifespan of about 10 years. So they keep changing batteries, but they don't change the alarm. Brentwood, Maryland has families that are considered vulnerable. Some of those families are considered vulnerable, and those are the areas that we like to target.
To volunteer that day, visit the website on your screen, click Find an Event, and enter the zip code 20722. And still ahead on CTV News tonight, Bowie native and Maryland Terrapin Nick Cross gets ready for the NFL Draft. His story up next. Stay tuned.
COVID-19 has changed how we express our faith and gather to worship. We all want to get back to how we pray, how we congregate, how we lift our voices in praise. Now it's time to take the first step that lets us get back to spreading the word without spreading concern. Before we can safely come together, we need the facts. As COVID-19 vaccines become available, you may have questions.
Should I get it?
Is it safe?
Should I wait?
It's okay to have questions. Now get the facts. Learn more at getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision when vaccines are available to you.
Thanks for staying with us. Some UMD students are upset about the university's plan to no longer host winter commencement ceremonies. The announcement, which came earlier this month, will take effect next semester. Individual colleges will still hold events for graduates in the winter, and students who graduate in December will be invited to return to campus for the spring commencement ceremony. Meantime, the university will host Maryland Day this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. The annual event was canceled during the pandemic. And a local church needs your help in filling up its food pantry. The pantry is part of Citadel Cathedral of Prayer International, located in Capitol Heights. Officials say since its founding back in 2010, the church has always given food to people in need. But over the past years, it's seen an increase in need. Now it's asking for help to meet that demand.
Overall goal is for us to be able to, one, have community sponsors to help us with sponsoring a shelf. So if an organization wanted to sponsor a shelf to be able to provide any specific item for our pantry, then they're more than welcome to partner with us. And we're also looking to be able to always have our food pantry just stocked all the time, where it's never empty and it never runs out.
The pantry will open in the second week of May. For more information on how you can help, visit the website on your screen. Well, the Maryland Terrapins football team will wrap up spring practices this Saturday with the annual Red-White Spring Game, but they'll be without one of their leading defensive players. Bowie native and DeMatha grad Nick Cross announced in January that he would enter this year's NFL draft instead of going back to the Terps for his senior year. Now, Cross is a starter all 3 years at Maryland, earning all Big Ten honorable mentions each year, and he was one of 2 Terps invited to the NFL Combine back in March.
Every time you get in front of NFL scouts or NFL personnel, it's a job interview. Whether it's an interview, whether even walk into the building, they're evaluating everything you do from the time they look at you to the time they head back on that plane to go to where they're going. So you got to take it as a business-like approach and go from there. I feel like I bring anything you want. Defense, I can play anywhere on the field. Special teams, I can play all 4 special teams. And at the end of the day, I'll be great in the community, someone who is a great ambassador for the organization.
Nick is a very smart football player that has tremendous ability, athleticism, works extremely hard, loves the game, great teammate. I think he's going to have a really, really good, long career. We're very excited about what he did at the Combine, and I think that's just the start for him.
It's a dream come true. Millions of kids have the dream of going to the NFL. Only a few get to realize it, and I'm grateful to be blessed to be one of those few. But at the end of the day, I feel like any team that gives me opportunity will be, be a great experience. Like I said, only a select handful of people get an opportunity to go play in the National Football League. So any team that gives me an opportunity, I'll be forever grateful.
And the NFL draft is tomorrow night. Well, she's feisty and energetic. Meet our pet of the week, Nayla. Nayla is a 6-month-old black cat who's looking for her forever home. Rescue coordinator Megan Staub says she loves to play rough.
She likes to smack the camera if you try to take pictures of her. But she also likes to play around with anything she can get her paws on. Anything is fair game. A hair tie, a piece of her litter, paper, toys, a feather.
And to add Nayla to your family, call the number or visit the website at your screen. Look now at our weather forecast. Tonight, mostly clear with lows around 36 degrees. Tomorrow, sunny skies, highs around 61. Friday, sunshine, highs close to 66 degrees. And Saturday, sunny weather continues with highs in the upper 60s. And that's our news for tonight. I'm Byron Scott. We'll see you tomorrow night.